Alright guys, part 2 here of the 87 Xtra cab body from RC4wd, wrapping up the interior. It actually went really quick. This was one day's worth of work. I've had a little experience with this, did the 4Runner earlier this year or end of last year. And same interior just about. Seat's a little different. I like the bench seat a little better actually. It's got a folding armrest I'll show you more of here in a minute. The dash came out pretty good. I had a couple little boo-boos. This paint does not like this Tamiya cement, and I got a little carried away. I added some Lexan over the gauge cluster. These gauges and all these dash stickers from RC4wd on this kit and the 4Runner kit are phenomenal. They're like photocopies of the original. It looks fantastic. All the way down to the 4wd shifter instructions on the glove box door, and our I don't even remember what you call it, the tilt meter goes on top of the dash. Yeah, they're really nice. So I added a piece of Lexan, stole it off that stupid face shield I had from work left over, and I tried to just lightly put some glue in the corners of it to hold it, and I ended up losing a little paint. That paint is Model Master enamel. They changed their packaging. I think I've had this before. It is Flat Light Earth. Looked a little more brown. You can see how light that it looks compared to what's on the can. But that was the base color of the interior. I had bought one and I'd ended up not using it for the other shade. And I found, luckily in a can, I have this Model Masters. This is Fabric Tan. And that is, it looks browner on here. That's why I haven't used this. It's been sitting on my shelf for a while. But it came out really nice tan with a texture. It's got a little bit of a texture in it, and it looks phenomenal on these seats. Looking at the pictures of the real truck, that's what I always do. I Google pictures and I'll just sit there and flip through them while I'm deciding what gets to be what color. And the original truck, really the only part of the seat that would have been tan would have been the top portions of the cushions, and it would have been this color vinyl that wrapped around the sides, and it had a little rolled edge seam all the way around it. These seats aren't made that way. Hindsight, I probably should have just painted the backs to match the light tan, but we've already committed, and you're really not going to see it a whole lot. One thing I did that I was really excited about was the two-tone on the door panels. I think that came out great. Even the rear side panels, I wrapped the top edge at that body line so they line up perfectly with our front door panels, and it'll add a little bit more color inside the truck. Painted some stuff with my Tester's flat black paint pen. Not the best. I thought I'd bought a new one, but I cannot find it. That one is a little too dry and a little too runny, and it's hard to get situated. But the things I did, the vents and stuff, luckily, another brilliant thing the RC4wd did, these vents and the ring around them, there's a gap between that and the rest of the dash. So if you're not very steady-handed like me, you can come in with a paint pen or a paintbrush and get that edge pretty decent all the way around. I ain't gonna say it's perfect, but it's pretty decent. So, one thing I didn't remember on the 4Runner, this has pedals. It has the emergency brake pedal, has a clutch brake and a gas. Those were a nice touch. So the shifters, the steering column, the steering wheel, the blinker arm, the wiper arm, and the pedals, I did nothing to. I left them gloss black. It's kind of a semi-gloss, just the plastic. I left it like it was off the parts tree. You know, I could probably have done something different, but every Toyota I've ever seen growing up like this, the shifter, it's all black, black rubber boot, black handle with a white thing on top with your shift pattern. And I can't really get that detailed because I'm definitely not steady-handed enough for that, but I think it looks the part. I did add black on the glove box knob, and again, that's another piece that's pretty much made to paint because it's got a good trench around it. You can easily dab your paint on it. I just gooped it in those vents and it dried and smoothed out because that paint pen was a mess. Door panels, did the handle black, left the window crank the same semi-gloss black plastic. So this is another area I had a couple little mistakes on the armrest. The glue was the first thing I went to glue on, and I forgot how runny that glue is, and it ran down here. I left it on here to dry. The other one I wiped, and it took the paint right off. So I learned a real quick lesson right in the beginning. So there's a little black spot on this armrest. Passenger side. If it was driver's side, it would look like it was worn a little bit, but I wanted this truck to be perfect, but it's as perfect as I can do. It's pretty, comparatively to my builds, this is as perfect as it's going to get. So again, that's being said, let me show you the texture on the interior paint. Can't really see it here on the camera. I'm hoping it shows up in the video. It's got a real nice texture to it, and made a good fabric. The other one is real nice and smooth. I thought that was similar to the color that I used on the 4Runner. I got the 4Runner interior down, and it was way more orangey. And I think this came out a lot more tasteful than I was intending. I'm picturing the orangey brown color like that, and then trying to match a tan with it, and that's why I was kind of struggling for a while picking colors. And the bench seat with the fold-up armrest, it's pretty slick. This everything went together really well. I have the dash is just sitting up there. It's kind of made to its bolts on from the backside, but I'm gonna wait on all that until we're ready for final assembly. I got to do a couple things in the next video. So when Dustin repainted the body for me, we got a bit of overspray on the inside, so we're gonna have to come back and flat black our edges because our door panel does not go all the way to the edge, and we want a nice black inside edge. And I really need to do that to most of the inside of the cab. It's going to be difficult because my paint pens are garbage, and I'm definitely not brave enough to try to mask off the outside and spray the inside. I tried to do it beforehand, painted it black, and then you saw that in the first video. After we got done with it, it was pretty good. There was a little bit of overspray here and there, but now since it got repainted again, there's just, yeah, a bunch. So got to find a way to do that. I'm going to have to buy some upgraded paint pens and things like that. But yeah, got the interior just about done. So I'm going to wrap this one up here, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you're interested in these body sets, check out RC4wd.com. I'll have a link below. I appreciate them for sponsoring this build, providing the body kit. Again, shout out to 110 Rod Shop, Dustin, for hooking the paint up and helping me get it back in shape. This is going to be a pretty build, so hoping we can deck out the chassis as nice as we have the body. I'm hoping to, I'm kind of undecided about wheels right now too, I forgot to mention, because this truck, this kind of plain Jane base model would have come with the white Steelies, and RC4 Drive makes some, so I'm not sure. I really like those GCM mini mags that are old school, but they're going to need a bit of a polish, and I'm not excited about trying to polish wheels. I don't know, we'll see what happens. We've still got a ways to go to get the body mounted up and get everything together. But keep it scale, guys. I will see y'all in the next one.